Today na the second day of August 2022. Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone say dem don ready for start the demarcation of constituency dem and ward boundaries na Salone. Na so dem say. Where dem talk am, na the mayor of Freetown, he put into one na head, na Allah, woyo Freetonians dem. Una don see wetin dey come. Una no dey see, because the census say Freetown don reduce by 42.5%. And if this demarcation go on, we don't suffer done na Freetown. Pan wetin? Wetin we suffer pa? It's a pan development. Development we go come. They don't reduce we. The last thing I say we need for look for only one them. Where they say be left Freetown. Go na the provinces. For waiting. For me then go continent dey. Let them go there, let them go tap there. Let them go there. And to the opposition, we say, we look at them, now then yai, and say, you think you do me, you do yourself. But wait to. True. You don't look exploit Tripoli. You don't see in a Freetown as opposed to the different parts of them where we don't go to the provinces. If you not watch none part with video the hit, I dey encourage you. Yeah? I dey encourage you. Go na YouTube. Not to right now. Go na YouTube, search for Exploit AAA. Watch we video then a Freetown. Watch the one in the provinces. So, statistics alone say, well, when them dey pull this, sometimes go on for frown. Pan the numbers where they give you. Don't not forget say, beaucoup people them be go side and come out. Now hear me talk say, if them be do that day, bo, Freetown transporter forget so. Where Jala can get something. Where both school can get something. Where something can happen at Bo or Makeni. You know they see Freetown? You know they see? From bus station to Shell Company to Waterloo. Go there, let see your transporter to forget. Go there. I don't know if it's complicated or now lesson they want for teach or it's power. But I want parentry then dey. We know say the last time the NEC commissioner, oh no, not to NEC anymore. The Electoral Commission Sierra Leone. Commissioner, if you don't go to President Bill, you don't go over to him. But right now, then they inform we. Then they inform we. You know what's in the inform we? Hold on. Let we help we safe now. Quick, I need to say the lekokada. No plan for tea today. Let we help we safe. Electoral Commission Sierra Leone. Demarcation of constituency and ward boundaries na Salone. Now the press release this one. Let we listen, huh? Freetown, when I in the capital city, for Sierra Leone. Now the next day, Tripoli left. They don't change the name, no to NEC. Na ECSL. Why they change them from NEC? National Electoral Commission. Do I know? And then two Tripoli then they talk. Now no mind them. Loud they go. The Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone, when a ECSL, is conducting boundary delimitation exercises for waiting for the demarcation of constituency and ward boundaries na Salone. As we dey talk, the Electoral Commission within a Salone say right now then they can conduct boundary delimitation for the demarcation of constituency them and ward boundaries. Wetin this mean? By the population within a ya, na then go cut for shape fauna. By una within a ya, na then go cut for shape fauna. As per the constitution, it give them the rights for do this one also. For do ward boundaries and constituency. Well, if you want to forget or you not sabi na this, ask the one the way they carry ne, ask the one the way they falaba. Then we'll explain to you. Because this be happening the last time. With the previous administration. Then say, according to section 38 of the Constitution of Sierra Leone, inside the 1991 Act number 6 of 1991, and other provisions them, such as the constitutional instrument amended, where now the number 2 of 2008. Now the other one they give, they don't say according to waiting the constitution. Now they don't come out today, and they count you to the amendment, the instrument of 2008. Then they count you back to the words boundary delimitation regulation of Ustem 2008. Sabi the one that will be there 2008, Okay. The other side of the coat, Now they go no more. The Public Election Act 2012, the Local Government Act 2004, the Provisions Amendment Act 2017, and the 8 Establishment Orders of 2017. Unless I work also, now them pack power, give Electoral Commission Sierra Leone. Also for you. Helleba one. Now they lick them. They say, Pape, consult we. When they want out, say this and that. Just call all inside no more. Then go understand. In this context, because of waiting, I don't read for you so. The commission don't set up a boundary delimitation technical committee. Oh yes, they have to. They need to. They're going to. They have done it. With a clear, defined terms of references. Yeah, if you set up a technical committee, definitely you forget terms of reference. The Electoral Commission Sierra Leone go collaborate with Statistics Sierra Leone. Now that we do census, not the statistics. Alright. Who that for do boundary delimitation? Na ECSL. So he say they all two waiting, then go work together like one papa picking them for technical and operational assistance, for provide the population statistics data. Who take data? Statistics alone. Who for use them? Do boundary delimitation? Electoral Commission. Okay. You say waiting, then go work together for technical and operational assistance in providing population statistics data and expertise for draw electoral constituencies and ward boundaries. What thing that they use? Then they use geographic information system technology. There, yeah. Okay, sometimes you know we know it and they use geographic information system technology. Electronics then get for use IT. Not so paper and pen book then get for write like Roxy building. Roxy, I don't know. I don't get computer there now. Not so pambado. I did ask them. I still get them shelf there. Who side them book them pack? I don't still search for information who person go there. I get computer now. Hello? Okay. I don't get computer, You na no get? But talk one thing. Okay. There we go. The commission go conduct series of nationwide public consultation and engagement during the constituency and ward boundary delimitation activities. Public consultation. How? Electoral Commission, how? Me, I just want to know how they do it. Electoral meeting. Because you know see. Anyway, la keep it first. And I know ancien. But they keep on first. There they go. They say they go do it in public consultation and engagement during the constituency and ward boundary delimitation activities. And after they don't talk, they don't do it, then get for do, then go submit the constituency and ward boundary delimitation reports. Usai na parliament. Who that go for predict something ever happen? Who that get for predict waiting get for happen? When then go done, then they carry the reports for the new constituency the way then they suggest and the ward boundary them. Then carry a parliament for approval. What do you think say get for happen that did in a parliament? I saw myself thing. How did he? I say, and the year will have it. I mean, I say, then go bulldoze on a parliament. Okay. Then go can a parliament for approval as enshrined. Yeah. As it inside the Kotoku. Who's Kotoku that one day? With Constitution of Sierra Leone, 1991, Act number 6 of waiting in 1991. Okay. After Parliament go don approve, the Electoral Commission go conduct nationwide awareness raising campaign on the allocation of the seats and the description of the boundaries them, of the constituencies them and the wards them inside the 16 electoral districts na Salone. Alright. Neck. Now na 16. Now na tell you. So na mean for keep this 16? Now na say. Una go raise campaign on the allocation of seats. And the description of the constituencies and the word them na the 16 electoral districts. What are you? I'll come back to this after I come up parliament. Timeline on the boundary delimitation activities. They say they go communicate them to stakeholders them in due course. Now the last paragraph that one day. Timelines on the boundary delimitation activities will be communicated to the stakeholders in due course. Let me read the first line for you. The Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone is conducting boundary delimitation exercise for waiting the demarcation. The last line say the timeline, then go tell we later. When I don't begin. Moka. Thank you for them stars. When I don't begin, oh, but timeline will be communicated in due course. Okay. All right. Una thank you. Una thank you, yeah? What do you again? Now so na tell we. The one them where be they say count me, not count me. No problem. How are they feeling right now? So it hurts. But constitutional. This, for happy. And the people of Freetown are being deprived. Also, we when at Freetown we born, we are being deprived. How I know? That's so we may take into one, he put an aid. The provisional result of the midterm census. Where inside there, when they look, they find out say 42.5% reduction. Now if Freetown non suffer per population, not aligned with the reality. Where they not Freetown right now. Alright. That's what the mayor see. He said the reality within a Freetown. That 606,000 people where they say they Freetown. Mba, not to him. He said no align. He said, but Electoral Commission Salon say, now then they use. For waiting, for boundary delimitation. Now then get for use. Now na the latest one. They don't go use anyone. And the latest one, that one. Eh? Now the latest one. Salon. God get for help we. For make we get a judiciary. We not go be influenced. At all not. But go seek the welfare of the people. Has anybody challenged statistics at the courts? Or they not can challenge them? Eh? And they challenge them, eh? The law no make noise, so. Ah. Law no make noise. Eh, well, if we then can't go, what's if nothing don't get for come out today? Have you tried? At least, you know, say we try to come off Freetown. We challenge them, say no. That number they not correct for who they Freetown. But wait, if nobody no gap in talker, no institution no dey, we for speak up for the people, then maybe they correct. Eh? Maybe they correct. Because sometimes they be wrong. If I don't go challenge under the court system, Richard, you will get something for say. Go outside, go talk a moya. Aha. Okay. Some of you na Freetown born, na Freetown sabi. It is the capital city. And it's not correct. It's not correct. 21st century capital city. What's it there for Nak Chespa? Eh? What's in the? But anyway, Freetown sweet. That's good. What about the people that were saying and not count them? They will still come back and say, now I made a begin number, you be called the number. Modupe Adelaide, thank you for them stars. Eh? That's also. All right. Now we go. He said the negative impact of this. Now we get for camper waiting. Resource allocation. The last time we see Amos Freetown collect. Honeybee, thank you for the stars. Through the Ministry of Finance, we didn't tell we about the local council allocation them. We see Amos Freetown collect. So if Freetongue, they can get 42.5% reduction. Okay. You already know. It's a negative impact. Number 1, resource allocation. Number 2, the development of the city. We touch it in the gi. Man, I see development too. I don't see. I don't say no they do, but I don't see. Maybe you need to take me around. Show me. Okay? It tells you about waiting the development of the city and the lives of Freetonians them. You no need for talk about that self over and over and over and over again. As we say, the mayor. All right. Integrity of the data. Now, the key to a successful census. This is not the first time she's making this particular statement. When it first comes out, we question the data, it talk about the integrity of the data. Freetongue, the population where they are, is clearly growing, says the mayor. He said, they accept, say, it reduced from 1,055,000 people and over inside 2015 to 606,701 inside 2021. Madam Mayor, let's talk small bar. Yes, you don't can post on Facebook boku. But nothing not they change you. So you get, I don't know, any power for sue them. Because the last time you give me half data than what una get as a council. Where they show more people them pass waiting statistics gi. From the time where they pull that data to now, it's been quite a little over a few months. So waiting now the moves the way you be make? Or is it just come on social media and you would expect something different for happen? Well, apparently no. Apparently not. Because as we speak now, Electoral Commission Salon say, then don't begin ma. And you still don't put on a head, you don't holla back. What's next? Then go count down. Then go do it in, then do the delimitation. Then go to parliament. At the end of the day, the eyes will have it. And they only they get safe. The eyes will have it. Then you go come back and say the integrity of the data. What's next? Then if the leave not take place na friton, if nothing good happen na friton, you say, well, na the data we then give. I ask again. The one them counts me and not counts you. How then they feel right now? Eh? Now this, them they anticipate. Count me and not count you. Not a problem. Now this them they anticipate. Then they not country. Then they not country. They say it. You can go before the king. Then not go you dry one. Is there an it? Eat or eat. Another eat. No it. Get out the catch a corner. No it. No it. When the king see you dry one, you go wake up. No it. Say okay. Think they eat, eh? Yeah. You think can. And so I go before the king now. King say, oh, okay. When I don't come. Eh? Well, I know the. What's make you dry so? Say on a statement I be try for make. Eh. Alright. You make statement. Well, push go corner so first bar. Let's talk to the one that will get body. Eh? But still in a push there. We move. Eh? We move. Say okay. Voilà, no di. Now they pass au délai today. It's a difficult one for we Fritonians them. Very difficult for we. This time wait till we get for face. For the next, God knows how long. Because I don't know if they get for can come tobacco. Wait the term for BB 2025. Then get for come back. Well, at least that be mid-term. Maybe they will can cut back then correct term. But waiting for be achieved at this time, go don't be achieved on. Now can give you number back later. Again. Waiting that be the result way count me, not count me. Then be they expect. Waiting. Because this is what we are faced with today. And where are they now? We've been there now. They call people, say, Una make let them come to now, una make let them come to now. Some people avail themselves, but numerators, they're not good there. And let's not forget that fact they first. Say a lot of people, I know people, when numerators, they're not rich there, they want to for no good day. That is true. But what was the cover up for statistics? I will begin number. If them being called, now one thing we get for landers alone. Me I go no, I will not say beaucoup people no go call. Beaucoup people no call. And just take but yeah, left there. Anything. Let them try the. Me I not get them self first. They can't come to me for. If they be kind better. But because of the brouhaha will be there behind this, some of the numerators they all now say, "30 they're not pay we, they're not pay we." Then give their work for go do they not go. They not go. Even the government will feel to say, if they go ahead, if they do things them like that, it is deceiving self. Because you depriving, put politics aside. Put politics aside. But you deprive the citizens of the country. But you know why? This whole issue don't be clouded with political blankets. So no matter what anybody say right now, forget it. Forget you. If you speak against, you're in opposition. If you speak in favor, well, now I didn't have power. Now in this, I don't reach now. But I know say within the conscience of this administration, then just they talk now with straight face say this data correct. But within their conscience, they know it. They know and say, Freetown occupies 606,000 people. They know. But they want to prove a point. In the detriment of we the people. What's up na Freetown? It is not okay. It is not. But, hey, count me not count you. How they see so? I don't know what's in be them plan, no. But, then forgetting a power part and they deal with. And forget. And now the reality don't kick in. Alright. Let's bring in Alpha. Let we waiting in get for we. Welcome on board, Alpha. You get the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Triple A, and let God continue for bless we as we they make the bridge, the invisible bridge, where they bring at least they bring Sierra Leone closer to the people that waiting at the diaspora. Like I say, let God continue for bless everyone where they bring this platform to this point. Triple A, I get 4 major points for discourse. I will give a summary of the major points there, and then I will take them from the last one. The first one, the delimitation or demarcation and boundary where NEC, permits me for use the word NEC, they on right now. Number 2, you talk about the judiciary for not for being influenced by politicians. That's number 2. Number 3, you talk about the negative, the mayor talk about the negative effect of undercounting the people within a western area or the city. And then number 4, I just add this one. This is a million findings. The number 4, they talk about the strategies where the government they use currently for maintain or for able for like retain themselves in power. I will begin with the number 4, AAA. The 3 strategies where me in my own findings where I say this government want for use for ensure say they're able for maintain themselves in power. Now there were 1, the 2022 census, 2, the proportional representative, and 3, this boundary delimitation way that they use. Let me just go into it quickly and then go to the next point then. The census, first of all, be very, very, very much, get a lot of issues, with the gadgets, the way they use. The same time, a lot of people and the way they not count. Even me, I can tell anybody, me mama, now Western area, they not count there. I call it attire. They say call the number we statistic give. In fact, nobody no candy. So it does not mean they do not want it to be counted. At the same time, now the enumerators they no mass now the host day. So it is but very clear, say the census still may get issue. And then the other thing I draw attention to AAA, we are awaiting the approval of the census. Parliament for approve or agree to that census data day. So immediately at that stage day, how comes, take note, AAA, how comes now NEC, they go on with boundary delimitation? So it's a clear ploy. Say this now a way then they use for ensure say this government maintaining itself now power. I will give you another reason. In 98.1, I wish I could able forget the date exactly. When then they interviewed the Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs, he go there as the SLPP spokesman by then. He say Statistics Sierra Leone distributes the population of Sierra Leone equally. Take note, he not say then counts the population, he said then distribute. That was the exact word. He was in the panel, on that panel with Dr. Richard Conte. Yes, I could as vividly remember. I wake 3 o'clock morning for follow up that program day. Yeah, it says Statistics Sierra Leone, they distribute the population. So automatically that was a clear statement, a clear catch for say census, not really the country when we go for counts, now distributes the number accordingly how they want it. Number two thing, I talk about the proportional representation or representative when this government they try for use again for this coming election. One negative effect, where like me always don't talk about this program, when you use proportional representation, you know what they bring? And they force the opposition for be part of the ruling government by the day. So let's assume we use the proportional representation. So what they happen? And they force the opposition, let's say even if na SLPP or APC the opposition, and they force them for be part of the government, because whether I like it or not, they have to be part of the government. So that's what they are using. And again, come back to this boundary limitation, which is the number 3 thing where they make mention of these strategies. Now, when you look, trust me, AAA, mark me word, yeah, if they done this boundary limitation, you will see, say, the South, they get more seats compared to the Western area, compared to the North, and they get more seats in the parliament. So it's a clear strategy at the end of the day. So let we put this narrative where people they say where are they listen where are they follow up the comments. People they say yes, Femi Claudius Cole, count me, not count me, what is they call? Let's agree say that was totally wrong. But the fact remains that we have people who wanted to be counted. There was no provision for them to be counted. So does it mean those people or those population are out of Sierra Leone? No way. Yeah. Then somebody will say the census not will ever be 100% correct. Yes, I agree again. But the fact remains, AAA, there are people who are willing to be counted. Why then Statistics Sierra Leone not create avenue for making them count them people in the instead then go ahead and conclude this the census. Now go to me number 3 points, because I say 4 points I take them from the year. Number 3 points say the negative effect of undercounting at the city. We may or make them very clear. What to make them say that we may or becoming a Western area a day and African a day. Yeah, it make them very clear. Say one, it bring what's in the resource allocation. That is very, very clear, because when governments they allocate resources to council, then they give you accordingly or according to the size of your population. So if we turn when a Western area gets high number of population and then they undercount them, so what did they happen next? When government they give resources or money for local councils, Freetown or Western area they get less resources. So what it affect the development of the city. Number 2 points under that same negative effect, the AAA. And they create underdevelopment. Let's assume the government want for construct hospital, or I want for construct just a major something for the area we get the highest population. It's about to happen, and they move them off from the capital city, and they can go outside, then gets the highest population. So it's very, very clear, say yes, it creates underdevelopment for the area where gets the highest population. And the last point under that one, they will talk Tripoli, and they bring serious constraint for make the able for dispatch development as a council. Let's assume this thing not to assumption self. It don't accept it don't happen. Now let's say city council want for create development projects them. Because they get less resources, then they find them very, very difficult for carry out developments in the entire city because they not get the available resources. So what thing they happen? If they give them the reason for go outside for go search for more resources, and again see the pressure where the council gets at the moment. They even carry them go to parliament, ACC they behind them, all these things. So the thing when the man for we learn from this Tripoli, I don't say this and I will continue for saying, we should always try for remove politics when it comes to development. Let's say the truth and let the truth stand. You know, if the ruling government do something all right, let's call it a spade. But the ruling government, they use them power because definitely they are in control. That's what lead me to the judiciary where you talk. Say we get a judiciary way really not to be influenced by governments or politicians. It's going to be very, very difficult for make Sierra Leone in general get a judiciary way independent. The reason why I say so, one, with the judiciary now, whether they set them budget, whether they approve them budgets, not governments, whether they pick the judges, not presidents. Like I say, it's difficult. Yeah, for make you the hand where they feed you for you better. The hand where the person will put you in a position, let you tell us, say, no, this one way you do so wrong. You not get you not get right by this case. It's very, very difficult in Sierra Leone at this moment. And people will say, well, if you murder the judges, let them resign. How realistic is that? For you get job, na problem, government give you job, then you say they resign. It's not realistic in Sierra Leone. If in this part of the world, fine, or abroad, fine. But the fact remains, it's difficult because the judiciary is not independent, and it's going to be very, very challenging. You know, let me make this other thing clear at Tripoli. More work and difficult days are coming because another predict say any government will can do the worst. But trust me, yeah, Tripoli, if APC win, we'll see the worst again. If SNPP continue, they will continue with the same attitude. Remember, they say in a new direction. When you push them to the corner, they will tell you, say, APC may do this 2018. Before the election, they create a constituency them, then give them self-parliamentarians there at the end of the day. But again, whether they feel the pain. Now, we Sierra Leoneans, they feel the pain. Our politicians, they buy gas. Majority not they buy gas. Now, they pump for them. Majority they get paid on time, or that they feel the pain. Now we poor people them. So that this drive me to the next point, and my last point, Tripoli. Come back to this boundary delimitation, Tripoli. Like I say in my first statement, has the census been approved by Parliament? If not, why then NEC? They go ahead for the boundary limitation wherein this census, this 2022 census, not be approved and not be generally accepted it. I stand to be corrected. But the fact remains, these things need to be done before then the NEC will carry out this thing. The same thing they do. Before then they do the census, before then they go to the parliament, they don't start to do the census. They don't start to do cartographic mapping and all these things. The end of the day, when they can't go to parliament, they go come inside. At the end of the day, they go bulldoze their way in. So how long this will continue in a parliament? How long this will continue in the country? Remember, I been talking again the last time. I said 30 days, parliament never defend the word or not give a clear definition of the word consultation. And with the candidate back, what to make us say so? This one, they will tell you, say, well, there no be need for consultation. You can write a letter yourself, you give the person that consultation, dandy. At the end of the day, like I say, now who they suffer? Now the poor people and they suffer. Now the poor people and they have problem. Because when water not there, when lights not there, when good road not there, when transports not there, We government ministers, them or parliamentarians, then get jeep there. Then get tinted jeep, AC they blow them 24/7. When they can't don't save, then they out the motor car, then they left her on for the motor car, they cold well. So we poor people that will continue for suffer because even we will know the truth, we afraid for talk about, we afraid for tell them. If we begin tell them, people are waiting at the party, they tell us, say, not for this, not for now for the future. If other party they do them kind theater, we young people, how we would feel. If other party go and on the count, Lord say the South, at the end of the day, they will underdevelop. At the end of the day, then people will continue for suffer. So for me, let the government put aside politics. The government don't win an election, they don't rule now 5 years, then they go and so. I think say politics for don't they behind them back, they for don't put development forward. You know, even if opposition is trying for drag you into politics, if only you get the people at heart, the government for them ensure say, waiting the people and say nine and they listen to. I think the spokesman of the president will make them very clear, say, President beyond and President where gets the listen years. But I think say there are many, many occasions where the country, the people and they call the president for take action. I don't feel say don't take action yet. You see, so for me, now that's how they say, I want to encourage everybody, they will say things by their name, you know, no matter what people say. The fact remains Sierra Leone will be the holy home for we all. Even if you can't get paper now or abroad or whatever, trust me, Sierra Leone is your home. Thank you very much, Tripoli. This is my own submission.
Thank you very much, Alpha. Look out, Tony. Let me hear you. Waiting na your take on this one. Welcome on board, Tony. You get the platform.
Yeah, Abraham, thanks for having me and Kushe Gabo Fambodem. One for thank host friend and Alpha for the brilliant contributions. You know, me they take them from another angle. You know, we don't say this so many times, and I feel say not to think we're eating. When it comes to politics, something we get for do with the interest of a politicians, then Sabine coin them in a way wherein they're unanimous, they're always together. You know, the reason we make I say this is election census. There is one common thing where I feel say we all they grew up with and they say obey and complain later. Obey and complain later. I feel say whoever whom you don't they tell people they will not let them come to you or not come on don't let them go come to you was not in the interest of the people as alone, was in the interest of their own political ambition. I mean their own interest they may try for propagate or project just like how the SLPP self they do. It's like everybody they do your maths. Everybody they counter, everybody your plan, they try for counter, then they your plan, then they try for now the game with this issue. You understand? When I not accumulate and continue, or do they have to say when I accumulate and continue? It will have been easy, it will have been a genuine fight if they not don't incite people them for making them not accumulate no consent. We know say real cases then they will happen, wherein people then they wait for make they count them. And the enumerators are not reach they not count them. Those were isolated cases. But after they say you will not count them, there was a line where they provide for make you call in line and they make them register you. You understand? We not say all the things that they even I had the pattern of the world, not everybody in the able for counts. They must get them one or two challenges then they. But the people that when are the voters, them a lot of the people that where we get, when are they make the bulk of voters then. Now people that we I mean, I know one use the word say them gullible, the minds them gullible, but they easily carried away and they always see their politicians them we don't make Salonde bien Aidesu as their God. Even when they don't deprive them of their rights, the things they would cry for, cry for, say water, light, good health, all the things that were the basic things that way from 1961, what would they cry for? You understand? With them same people and they in and out, SLPP, APC, you understand? In and out, able for provide. But when it comes to something when of their own personal interest, then sabi for sink and down inside, pass inside truth, you will believe, say, for they accept. I mean, country, I mean, I'm not there against that. There, I mean, the one of them there's a continue to wait a call. But imagine the state we will do right now. Just the way Alpha I outlined. Now the figure of Freetown undercast them undercast the figure because me and say okay the figure of the population where they live within Western area high more than that. Yes, of course. But therefore remember say a lot of people don't migrate. Somebody where they live in Leicester or they live up regions, not to Freetown they on the again. And when you watch na money, if you watch the traffic flow na money, watch the people who they come on Eastern where they can inside Freetown. Watch the people who they come on IMAX where they can inside Freetown. Watch the people who they come on Godrich where they can inside Freetown. Watch all the exist today. This not a rocket. This not a rocket science. This not a rocket science. I mean, you the see. You understand what I mean? Eh? So I mean, in as much as the mayor self get to Gen UK say the population of Freetown are based on the data we get, yes, there's a possibility that people owning some of them businesses they not they reside now Freetown inside Freetown. Some of they reside now Grafton. Look at the population of Grafton right now. Look at the population of Hastings. Look at the population we don't give me Waterloo. Look Newton all. You understand? So we have to look at all them things. This could be a learning for people next time. You understand? When census come, I'm not waiting that we don't count you or whatever. People then therefore obey. I mean, it therefore be a hard fight for make they able for counter this whole thing. And the only way I feel say the opposition will able for plan better for counter this whole thing. Now for me, they come out en mass and register. And not so they no more for come out en mass. Now they the funding, and that are the fun part of this election. Because even the opposition, the one in the party in governance also, got for telling people they say una komole una register. The one they say government say una komole una register. But the thing I want to try for say here is we the point where they make now, the politicians they will get a salute. They're all selfish. They all are selfish people. BSPPU, BAPCU, they're all selfish. They all have their own goal, their own objective. They're always in the projects. Then they project the national interest, waiting at the waiting because in a situation like this, you understand, eh? Now we say even statistics no say some of them figures they're wrong. But now you see what side they hide. They hide the whole thing. Oh, now I'm telling you, people don't know come for can register. But really and truly, if you want for actually do the distribution of resources, when they make it they do census, when they make it able for plan and no say outside the population, they more now they get for invest more resources because you get for do resource allocation and based on the population density now so they allocate. Now based on that percentage you get for allocating resources. I mean, but somebody may ask the question, say, even the census what them you don't do before. The people that may benefit, them we don't equally allocate their resources. No. They don't equally don't allocate their resources and the previous census the way they don't do. Not Waterloo, Newton. Newton don't even get lighted. Imagine the proximity. Newton not so far place from Freetown when you compare them how they live in the world. Light not even reach Newton, a generator and they use. Even number 2, light not reach number 2, all the places they know they talk about. You understand? And these areas, all them don't do census, them we don't count. Them don't do all them things and them don't see them go build hospitals because that's not the one major reason why they do census for allocate resources. So previous census, them way they don't even conduct. They don't even do. So what you find out say all these two political parties the way they fed so now for their interest, all they say what they do, demarcation, allocate people and this, you see outside them pressure they how for increase seats, how for add constituencies, for give one party more advantage against the other or than they say they this because when they make they go work the list where they all they make the submission, this they say the last census so me happen now so me happen. They ask themselves they wait we cannot dwell in the past that we cannot we know they do the same wrong thing and expect a different result. You understand? We know when they do the same thing and expect a different result. But really and truly, we the people of Sierra Leone, now we get the problem. Because we did not say this thing where them politicians and they tell we, not for their own interest. But people they just being like they just not care. Excuse me. They just not care if you say, oh, what did the politicians say? They say. But when you sick, you go to hospital medicine, look at the end of the right now, doctors in the strike. All the basic things that they them money they do and they allocate so for census. Why don't use them and improve certain infrastructures, improve hospital facilities?
You understand what I mean? Therefore, don't use all their resources. This is common sense, emotional intelligence, initiative. How you able to think? It was not timing for law to get census. Yes, you understand? But what we mean, try for say is they're all to what they fight for. So now for their interest, all now for 2023 June. They're all this strategy, this they push. It's like playing chess or you play draft. This they push so, this they push so, this they push so. All now for their own personal interest, not so for the national interest. The national interest, I feel say, now for be paramount. Now for the push, now for always the armor, just like how with the CNI. Okay, we see one or two things that they happen now. Me happy because we don't decline now. We say we need lights. I wish one day hospital them go their way, people then sick, they not go they give them wrong diagnosis. Those are the things they want for the cry for. Those are the things they want for the put pressure on politicians. Therefore, not so some of them things that when at their own personal interest. Because most times we they kill ourselves. Even when you go to salon, you see how people then they fetch themselves, then they challenge themselves. Even when they're sick, they go to hospital. Yes, you know they look Connaught Hospital. Look where the world dirty. I go Connaught Hospital. Now so inside the dirty, so I go try it. I go Connaught. And they watch inside try it. I say, yeah, look where this place clean. You go Connaught when our government you look where dirty. Now so you see mosquito. I saw mosquito bokoso. Imagine whole government hospital. We not get plenty. Just that one day will be get. Guinea, they renovate Duncan. Who are the guy where they gonna right now? The pastor don't renovate Duncan Hospital. Then they find a private partnership for partner with for one Duncan Hospital. We still in this 21st century with the support politician them, with the waiting and call them, we know they ask them question. Why you go tell me say no come and no go continue? No ask them question. You just they want rig the election. So you see, not just their interest. These politicians don't care about our country. They're just business. All they do is business. This country is always a baby so. This country is not like the same thing, bruh. Now their pocket back and their family and they can't full up. You go see them back then say the cow back for car buy house. The car you see them themselves the cow back they can't buy house and do anything. The same thing. They don't care about the country. Look how the country there. When they talk, say the country, there's a national inflation, a world inflation, a world crisis. But there are certain structures, certain things you can put in place, certain systems you can put in place for make you address the needs of the people. You don't go put bread and butter on everybody in table. But you're able to create the platform, you're able to create the environment, you're able to make at least, yes, kudos to light. Because we in our way, there is no way country will develop without light. At least people that can use this light now, economically, it's try for you to do business and do certain things that we gonna say that man self when I well that we get the shop. If me they charge 20 million for one double window, so then I go they charge 18 million because now say get light where they take for doing welding job. And go able for work fast now because say light there 24 hours, we're able to deliver people their job. Other people themselves for get entertainment, other people themselves for get small and medium other small and business the way they do, restaurants and they go able for this. This is not the question for the ask the politicians them. Census and this and not for their own benefits. That not that means that me don't take over this thing. Next time, people then therefore obey. If politicians can tell you say, not allow let them come to you, ask question. We not the ask question. It was for their own benefits. Now we all they castigate statistics. Yes, statistics this, we they castigate neck or this or that. But don't call it this. But then country how they live. We obey. we obey the laws. Someone will not even ask question because we not say, I mean, we not care. We all country people that just tied to the political ideology, just fixed to politician the idea of this and that. But in IPC, they have a different thing for the plan. They for the plan B now, they for the work on out there for strategize. Now they watch now when they look the whole thing right now, like say, so. In conclusion, next time when people then say for country now, will not come out. If they not come to you, we know isolated cases then the way they. But what are we get for blame? We want blame statistics. No, we not go for blame statistics for everything. Even now first world, then they get glitches them. Not all man then they cut immediately. Some man after. You understand? So we know we not blame neck or statistics. Now the politician necessarily will not care for the people. When for their selfish business, they care about. That na me own take Abraham.
I thank you very much, Tony.
You're welcome.
Okay. Where Tony they talk gist no? They give references of all the one then where they come out Hastings, where they come out Jewel. You don't see up deal? Eh? Who's how they take them from? Na Sumaila Tong. Do a Zake ya na Sumaila Tong. Take go usai. Kalbatong. The crowd then where they up there in Lendi. Yeah. Because I know Selo go down the Bay Area. We take him from Musai. Kinton? No, Moriton. Eh? Take him Olwaf, Wellington. The only gap we go get na the port. The King Elizabeth. The key. If crowd come out on yonder for you, you go surrender. Let's go to friend. Let me hear waiting and take for today. Welcome on board, friend. You get the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Triple A, for me the platform, and thanks to all listeners and viewers. Regarding this block and then this proportional, this method I use for divide the areas in terms of district method. Believes in a thing they wouldn't decide for long now, wouldn't really try for look side and we will go direction. But I also believe them go able for go down broad day, but I don't know how far things that don't in place for that one day. But I think in in place around and I immediate doubt for more which them go able for put. Because all this they come from another method where they counter go in a table back. You see, so he all left to what then see the president in decision, yeah. But again, when the president decide, I think some areas then they will not call for that side day back specific, you know, on a specification now people in the for can comment in case income say in the president in go able for decide when it come to a point for things like that one at the constitution. But within the trigger them mostly now something can trigger them where they come up waiting we able to justify. But he not get it feel say in the section of the constitution, thing we say outright say if we even do PR, to we outright say if we even do boundary delimitation. I mean, district something. So, but all this it come about to waiting in the side. We be say we able for help and with especially when it called to other outsiders. Them you're looking at outside donors. You're looking at people who they can inside. Where they get one or two help towards the economy of the country. But I believe say that side then they consider them. But I just want to talk say no more now something where believe say na initiative the British initiative come about mostly from waiting the EU be done put for we a table back for say na recommendation again because all this now we wouldn't they look say now we they move forward. But some of these things are not recommended again by the EU totally. So you see, then they work as I say, then they work with the EU side, when they recommend, then they look what the constitution say when they reach at a point, and then they even look examples of things that were able for help out with the way people and they look at things. But it all come down to if you then get for do them things there, waiting if believe say go get for be more of a help, then we don't say because of an example of a case study in a Falaba. And Falaba would they see now waiting they go on the size and day with development day, side and the development no day the way for be. So they don't get all land as a case study. So one panel one and they wouldn't for look into say they no for don't go that side they it for say because if we go add again Today we don't can add because of the area not being get all thing with the other turn and they get. So they say the yarn forget this. You know, when the eager and the axe forget this thing also. So they put all this case stories say, well, we not want to add more tomorrow again. We can't get the same area of problem of development and planning. But the development and planning minister we don't comment on that side day. So we don't know if they were all involved in that advice and strategy they wouldn't go able for so that they not go that road there. But it comes down to adding, and then increasing expectations. Then people they become increasing to. They always increase into expectation. Whenever you do that one and an expectation, whenever there is a multiplication of anything, na more expectation and people they expect. How you go able to go add this. So you get for work out, you own budget, you get for work out, you human resource there, except if there is a need. When you know say this particular place and a geographical location, this particular area and a place where be seen at some side it develop. So what I will do, make I go shape them so that they go able to get something will come out of the sharing of whatever I don't share it. But if you dey share anything, you put limitations. Remember, you also constrain your budget, you constrain the culture of the people. Then most of the time back, you can even diverse the people and culture. They move them sometimes from one sector to the other sector. You see, they get even areas, they want all each areas, they will see this place that they will call it sometimes lower this, they will call this upper here, they will call this sometimes they will call say this other section, so name, but they can get name inside the name again. So, but it all comes down to development planning. You talk about the mathematics of the population. You talk about the mathematics of the land. You talk about the mass of the resources then within and then place then they. But I be say if the resources we they not say they not give for benefit the people in a way una don't look for that development plan and what thing then get. Una not divide again. Una not adding more problems wherein tomorrow, when una bring something, it get for be like twins. And it don't happen now like how it happened at Kabbalah and Falaba. They looking at it as twins are being born so that they get the same thing. So these are the twins that we basically they don't want to say we just were fine we come on. Then the time they want to say, well, we self went identical, and then we even want more. So that then we're able to see now we pass them where. So you see, because areas then where things that they get for looking into like other laws that wouldn't they come around, people in lifestyle they get for looking into them. When they get for say then they do then changes there. But if you know say the people are not able to access health, the way we for access them. And then the people are able for access water, the way we for access them. The roads that we are in place, they are not there the way it will be. I mean, not to decide and they are get for go. As a development, I get for look into waiting I get and waiting I they go give and waiting I able for go and for do. Well, I they do me own job as a governor, where they govern the government at the moment. So all those kind of things you get for put them at table. But I believe say people like always add and advise them because they get committee them, they get subcommittee, they get all those things in the place. And then they can get the one the way they can listen to now, especially at this stage. Some few then they listen, and some they are not listening to. But I believe say the resources they want and the development then they aim for. So it all comes down to looking at your resource and looking at which development plan we want for put in place. But constitutionally, most of these things they are bringing is like we say then then we just don't pull in a cold room. So then just they pull them out, then ice melt them. But then go only ice melt with the lights not day. But then go only ice melt we light not day and the place is warm. So then they put all in condition. They are saying, well, before we put this law, the constitution, or they put so before you reach this stage and at this get for B, then they're saying that the temperature one will not get low. So that time they would go that cool room, that president could come put them. But in temperature not day, the war not day, things and other things are not day. And the other side, then the other laws, then we relate to all anything they wouldn't discuss. So, but it all comes down to within the government then plan based on the one way they lead that government at the moment, and based on the understanding of the one day with the panel committee then they, and based on the input where they put as expert, because at the either than they back with a lack now two things experts them pan the committee, and some of them are experts but they don't listen to them, and then some of them they can always look say let's reach an agreement because of time. That's why some of these things and get for look into them back constitutionally then restructure that thing like how everybody they call for. Because when they do them things, I remember they are tired. And we even look the parliament sometime now, then they wouldn't look active. Then be the tired when they go up to 6, 7, 8 o'clock now in the evening when I don't call them Sierra Leone time. You they see the exhaustion pan them. So when you exhaust something for long, 8, 9 hours, you they expect for try pull out from that situation there. So you defend all tactics now, whether you even persist now at a point, now they say, well, let's reach an agreement. Like if you say, oh, then why they might sell out, then why then get for that point they can always reach. You see, and some then they back, they can call something. Then they for just delay. Then they get a long conversation. Them all those kind of things. They can get time for and flabber something. But all those things then they come on the table because they left things them where for them they look into certain times we get all those hours. Put other things aside because this is development, and let's say I want to put as a plan because when I come inside for do development, I get for try look what's in the constitution. We concerned about development, we concerned about anything tomorrow. Let we handle them, we deal with them, then we look about other side now because anytime we go meet up the argument there, we go get dealing at parliament, they they get this, but whether they're enjoying the fun of it, boy, not accepting and they enjoy too much, but I believe more of political display of the politician and knowledge and political display of the one them where they get a stalwart at the politics. We sometimes then they balance go do something individually, and when they balance go do something individually, they reflect that the active man who don't do and we balance go because in a scene that the party you don't pull things for or remember. So there's quite a lot of things for the way it all come down to powers the owner they give and the constitution I try looking to them and then una try build up thing we get for let the country go before. But it all comes down to waiting and go pull from waiting they recommend EU, we don't recommend. Say una able do am, we go fit una. But if una can't do am, able fit una get for explain ourselves. Una get for explain ourselves, say, well, this partner this because now that una get una your own culture, una no one go beyond. And the culture they go with waiting una get and waiting una able for show. And waiting the people and the benefits and then waiting then they put into the society. So now and then that chain work you get for try bring let development with the all man they come, the people and they were ready for push go before so that the country go able for go. But I'm not going for all the time for the moment, but I believe say when they talk of development, then thing they are and things they wouldn't get for consider fine when they put laws. Side and they win for secured and get for put them. But when they put in laws there, they not just put them for the moment of favoring, but for something we go able for help. Let Salon go before. Thank you very much for giving the platform and let God continue for help with nation so that we're able to see who side they need for pull and make the country go before while they're not even for camp. We for see when I do this. Thank you very much, sir. Let God help with nation.
Thank you very much, us friend.
Yeah. Hey, welcome. Yes, sir, yeah.
Yes, caller. What are we talk to, please?
Constances I come from the US.
You get 3 minutes, sir. 3 minutes.
Thank you. Anyway, I can understand what are the submission they already don't make. Due to regard to all these things where they happen so unfold so today. This is something where the state don't orchestrate, don't machinate. You know, all the people are the agents, yeah. So-called NEC now, PPIC, Parliament, Judiciary, and the state now machinate all the institutions and they put all them particularities there for pursue the agenda. They can't about the public they act like say that such a short now the interest of the national interest and they try for pursue under. It's a shame and disgrace, to be honest. This government we don't know say they don't work. They don't for you, but all them things are because you don't tell you say don't manifest, you don't do all things. Now boy and I they give you. I don't feel say for you, but all then new mechanism how you are used for rogue election. So this is the thing we talk. How long will they continue with this thing? Are you going to say the past census, some irregularities them, being correct? Then you want come correct on something incorrect. How that justifiable? Salomon. Then we not go see the things that we talk idea. They said I would go and make hypocrites and beat around the bush. It's not right. This is unfair. To be honest, them people are they do what is called with justice to we at all. Now we no more. Now we the country no more they try for ruin. Because this what happens so not to progress for we at all. Because you can imagine if you never come out this no back, the other how they come. God forbid. Then they can make them. They can do the same old again. It's painful. It's really painful. To be honest, if you really don't say yes, I don't work well, I don't do well. Why would I for make the for do all these things? What are the plan for do so? Then the mechanism for broke the election no more. No more longer in government come in the power, the aim of affairs, the benefits of Una and your families there. See no progress and development for the go on that country. I'm telling you, this is so painful. Thank you so much. All
right, thank you very much, caller.
You're welcome.
Caller na WhatsApp. Who do they talk to?
You talk to Salu.
Salu, you get 3 minutes, sir.
Brother, I really let go the quick, Let go the in a salon. At least when they try for. Yeah, I say let go the in a salon. At least when they try on our level best, at least for giving information and for let we know about your country. It really stressful, honestly. Like you look at Salon presently, at least with the hopes so Salon will grow because we were there out of Salon. We know what we don't work at least we know what we don't see in our next man country, and then same things that we don't see with the wish for local country get them. But one thing, honestly, we not get that leader it we come for transform the country because all them we leader them where we they see today, then get a new agenda. Okay, then come na power for enrich themselves. And all this way they happen at that country, the layman and the suffer. The layman way no able get here and too much. And get for suffer. Because all them politicians already see they don't enrich themselves and the family. And just like what thing they happen, you talk about concerning this neck or this, I tell you one thing Salon we get for realize. Okay, if the institutions them na Salon no able realize this institution they're supposed to be a independent institution, okay, for carry them affairs, not so by because of presidents have passed man say okay this one I want what I want for like do now for do for me. No, this not supposed to be from the courts now, the neck now, the police the judiciary, all this independent they get for being in the institution where they for carry their own affairs for themselves. Okay, not to government of the day for control them, but all these institutions, if you feel like they not get their own affairs control themselves and they control by the government of the day, trust me, it go hardly for the country for life progress. Watch out all these advanced countries than today, where you feel like America, England, Germany, they get institution the way they mandate their own affairs, them not to government they control them. Okay, but now alone you go see. Look what happened today. How people then lost their life for them. Recently, water now around they say some boats they come up for go Lunge. You know, all these things, brothers, when you watch and look at your country, you feel like even if you want to go home, you don't go and go. Because the kind of things that you see, it's so painful. Okay, the all the team they tell Sierra Leone as the normal. We get for come together as one. Let we love ourselves and let we know. Okay, power and the power where we then people then get how we give them. Okay, let we fight and let we put all division aside. We come together and work as one and choose a leader where go come for make this country go before. Not a leader because of this party. No. The brother, some of we don't work out, we don't see, we get sense. So me, I just get for Tapia no more. At least let God bless you now. The people corner they continue for do. Let God help you now and protect you now. Okay.
Thank you very much, caller. Christy Davis, long time. Hope you did do well. Yes, caller. You did live on here. What have we talk to?
Yeah, hello, Triple A. This is Bendo. I call from New York. Good evening.
Yes, Bendo. You get 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Me own take on this thing. It just sounds like wait and see two elephants in the fight. Sometimes the ordinary people that are get for suffer the consequences of their fights in the. This way they go on, so now fight where they go on between count me, not count me versus the pauper. You know, and we all are aware this election a census bill was passed in the parliament, and that's where the mess started. That is where the mess started. ABC they be don't know for say we the pauper get for calm, then they can't equalize. It's like a game where they don't set up because they don't know say where pauper get for calm, they can't equalize panel, and the census they get for go on. And the only way down the way they go equalize panel. Let me them walk out of the parliament. And then the SLVV parliamentary, they began for go ahead and approve that bill. We passed the census for go into an act of legal law. So that law they be don't pass, and then census time don't reach now. Why would not for encouraging our people that made them participate, made them count them, and then they go ahead and then they get microphone the way they be pass with, tell people they made them not count them. This is now one of the weakest points where I don't ever see politicians in the play because after government. After God, now government, you know, you cannot fight the government. You're in opposition. Allow the people let them be counted. At least the evidence could be there for say them people that they don't count them. Or you tell you fans then say, or you supporters and say, may they not count them. Look, could I get for suffer today? Now the ordinary people then. But I know they blame the politician them much, but because some people in the way are way very much. Get you know how what for do and what not for do, but still they choose for obey the politician than themselves. You know, they let them politician that they godfathers more than themselves. Because how you go then you know educated personality and then somebody they go tell you say the census and national something. Somebody tell you say may they not count you. And you obey to that instruction. The way it be say you're not conscious human being, you get your own conscience, you get your own way of making your own decision. But you allow them politicians therefore use you. So now the game this way they go on so right now. Others and then at the social media around and they cry, oh, statistics, and all the electoral commission there. We don't get for blame them much. We get less, we they blame them, but less for do with them because now the politician them and they don't follow us them. Sometimes we say the people deserve the government where they voted in for. So when you voting for somebody, whatever you get, just like a computer, what you put if you put garbage inside a garbage you get for take out the. So now, so if you then don't choose for obedient politician, then they elect today, they don't get the result. And I think say that get for go ahead, you get for stand the test of time because now the bill with them, they don't pass the parliament. If you therefore be sit down and debate that bill, everybody gets your own voice, and maybe probably therefore we don't go into consensus with other small political parties they come together. They able to make sure say that bill they not pass, but they work out. Now they the mess be start. So now me don't take that one day. This now fight where they go on between two people the way they aim for the next election, not for the people then.
Thank you very much, caller. Yeah, thank you. Please, let us keep to the time, 3 minutes. The line very, very hot right now at the big. Please, 3 minutes. Yes, Mike, 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah, I just want to ask Sierra Leoneans them, whose kind of country will we want as Sierra Leoneans? Whose kind of country will we want? Who just they left the country to the politician them? Whose country will we want live in? Whose country will we want live begin and see 15, 20 years from now? A country where politicians then just they bulldoze and do what they want, they not they follow the constitution. At that country do we want to see? Or in a country where we go all admire and enjoy. At that type of country do we want to see? I don't know what ask with Sierra Leonean, we young people, who just they support, who just they support for nothing. Una know how much money President Bio don't go so we go to England. Una know one of the support to una know they get no idea. Una try to get the inside information there. Una know just they support them politicians. When politicians they destroy una country, then they completely trash the country, thief all thing. Una just did support. You know, I know Sierra Leoneans, what's wrong with we, ba? What's really wrong with we? Why we not see the bigger picture? Why? When we parliamentarian, the opposition or whatever, then they sell out in the parliament. The only opposition orders a sell out, they never sell out. When the highs have it, the highs this. A sell out, yeah, they all. Cherry Coco, they all sell out. Yeah? They don't care about Tuna. Yeah? The same thing with this administration. They can finish Una now. But since Una not get sense in that country, Una not they see what they go on. Una just they busy, they support them people, yeah? Una not understand what they go on. No? Una not understand. Una not they see what they go on, yeah? Then people they don't violate the constitution of that country. Yeah? Completely violate the constitution. This census is not for being possible, safe. And the reason why Una going to say this census is a complete trash, the way they begin for register for vote, yeah? Now that's when Una go see how them people are. Then they destroy everything in that country. They sit down at the watch. The judiciary they sit on the watch. The police, the military, the big people in the country they sit down at the watch. The country they fall apart. They call themselves Sierra Leoneans. Shame on Una all, man. Una all don't destroy that country. Now the so-called educated people, complete fools. It's just frustrating, man. I'm your contribution on bro.
All right, thank you very much, Mike.
Yeah.
Please, 3 minutes at the big. The phone line don't close. We have a lot of calls for return. The phone line don't close. Like what I say, so the phone line don't close. No call after this. So if you call, well, you try luck. Yes, caller. Who would they talk to, please?
Yeah, this is Bakar from London.
Bakar, you get 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah. Concerning this census, we all see them people here, they work from answer to some. They don't get a figure. Unless Kuskan registration they been doing a free tongue. Then people are, hell-bent say, then go make this census because they want to equalize what the APCB don't do. In fact, the first question before you ask, not time for census. Right now, for the member for register for votes, then people are the member census. They don't try this thing for this proportional representation at parliament. They see they're not able. Because I bulldoze them, one bulldoze the proportional representation. But thank God, people and the way make people aware. So we able phone them, abasmundu them, this that they talk to them. They made afraid. They made them able bulldoze them. They say, well, then they left and get the president. The president get the prerogative for do the census. For do the proportional representation. This man, they can talk. This man is not fit for the electoral commissioner. For don't disqualify him because of this. Census figure where World Bank pull and pan. People and talk about this census. You they go talk to 600 to 6,000 people in a free tongue. Where them people are with the kind of power, so they don't go bring all them people up like don't bring in a free tongue. Don't can't see people lost there. The free tongue not so overcrowded. Now then they free tongue they reduced by 40%. Let's say okay, the opposition telling people let them register. Okay, that's not correct. It's wrong. But because it's wrong, they for take wrong figure for do boundary delimitation and anything because they want win election. That's what they want to do. The only thing we don't waiting for do. That's so no more for left. No, free tongue for team up. Lord tell them people that say we not agree with this figure. We get 40 map. Now we right. They no can do with them kind of thing. 606,000 people na freedom. Then almost the registered voters in 2015. And almost people we been get mudslide na freedom back, or we been get corona back, where it used to be Ebola back, where it used to figure so much. Then people alone not allow them, let them take all lengths here. We get 40 map farm for telling people that say we don't agree with this figure. We don't agree with this figure. All them they do now for win election. We agree say PCB don't do bad. Why they not wait? If Mother Bio don't work, why they not wait after you don't win this election done 2025 now we make this census. Why then they can't force census? We're not to census them. Again, advocate. Again, evil society activists. Then we don't begin campaign for this thing. Then begin with proportional representation. Then end with boundary delimitation. This thing have for them make no credit Mohammed Kone again. That man they no neutral. We get for them for pull am. Then for find another person for do this election. Now then they may get for say no more.
All right, thank you very much, Kola.
Yeah.
If you don't call, we no worry. We dey return your call, yeah? Yes, Omar, 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. There, let me ask about which side Freetown starts?
From
Like
Ogu Bridge to Levuma Beach.
To Laguma Beach. Okay. Well, if not this start, then
I don't know, you did break up.
Because you know, see, now they be highly dense area in the more Kanike, Susan Bay.
Yeah, we the break up, nobody get you. Continue now, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what I did try for saying is the heavily populated area, them now they slump them and then slump them, they all day inside Freetown. Then they inside the urban. So the area then they alone we can tell you say they pass 2 million. They pass 2 million. But now this would they talk day in and day out about politics. How them people here. Everybody the last caller just say why Madabio not wait till 2025. If you say Madabio crazy, Madabio they feel say they win this election. So if you win them, you want get the upper hand at parliament because it already know say that 11 member of parliament them within the use so we then take na APC the hand. APC they can't take them sit them the back. So now it divide. Now what you get for do? Because I don't know if now the same way they get in Africa. Where the population don't less inside Freetown. So that means they take seats them come on na Freetown. Then they take seats. Because now happen the last census now where we lost population na California, Texas gained more population. Texas gained seats over we lost 1 or 2 seats in the house. Texas gained them. I don't know if that's the same scenario in a salon. If not the same way, Freetown they lost seats. So we side they go talk say go get more crowd or Kenema get more crowd. Now then they gain seats. You know, this now matter but now the thing again we know that people them they say. Whether then people end up in 2 million, then say 600. But Femi Claudio Jones, they all not help the cause. In one of the people where we tell people and say, Cheriko could all they tell me we not count them. Let them not continue. Let them not continue. Now the result is because then guy had the Nokia. They don't put on the face mask, they put on the earplug, they need to see, they need to hear. Waiting then decide for do and waiting then don't determine for do until they get them. Nothing need to stand them way. Lord God help with me, brother.
Thank you very much, Umar. Yes, Ezekiel, 3 minutes, sir.
Thank you so much, Triple A. I think the whole thing was the plan and the whether they count people or not count people and not for development, you know. And exactly what I will say the last time, I think when I almost repeat the same thing again, you know. We'll get the numbers where they don't do previous census with the development. So I don't think people are for really bad themselves, and I know why let anybody inside Freetown say where you know say they struggle for get waiting for it come on a street for any of these things are concerning census. Now go put your head out here and more for this sense of business. It not get for change anything. Now they just want to take the seats from Freetown, where them know say mainly na APC they win a period. Now that they want it. Whether they wire they be allowed for let people and go register. Now the same thing therefore don't do. They not for don't register them people and they pretend like say they don't go there, they not go there. Period. People and they wait in a quiet place where they not get no hands per APC or SLPP. They not go there. Get me family and that they not go there. They not go there. Then just want to reduce the number so that they go get seats in case in win, so that I go get the number from Freetown. Because then go take the seats and have people in hand where they not legitimate for taker. So he knows say if election. I don't understand how the seat of government now the city. You as a ruling party, you know they even fight for win the people and support by doing the right thing for them. I don't understand. I don't understand. You as a politician, you don't come na power. Decide where you know say people they not let you business. Now they always you for they address them for let them get a heart about the country so that you go get unity. Who's how you know say they already get you support? You go talk the once on a while you can get a kaburu, you send them, they let them go talk. But you as the leader, the people where you know see they not get no love for the country. That's all. They not get love for people. It's all for themselves and their family. They say them they on a personal vacation. Look what they draw from the country's coffer. Yes, when then they for that vacation, they na politics now then they talk. They not ever talk any side where then they talk about unity. Every time when they open their mouth, first lady, they open their mouth. It's all about we now the so way for APC. Ridiculous. Not to lead us there. Thank you so much, Triple A.
Thank you very much, Ezekiel. Yes, Safi, 3 minutes.
Yes, Triple A. The contribution I get today for this particular thing is I don't want to let people then forget say Sierra Leone belongs to Sierra Leoneans. Sierra Leone belongs to Sierra Leoneans. It does not belong to APC or SLPP only. There's so many examples people then supposed to look at right now because the media everywhere is open. Let people then make their understanding. If they rule people, use your power for suppress and bastardize, disgrace and disrespect the Constitution just to fill your needs, both party. If somebody ahead you, this government is the government and the ruling government for the day, they want to do something. The opposition is supposed to give the benefits of the doubt for me to do what they're supposed to do. And I watched one interview today, the vice president's way that man in Nigeria only capital be we pick for running mate. The interview, he say no, they talk. He say no, they say no. He say wait, talk too much. He say don't tell what people then they talk, then they promise. They're not able to fulfill their promise. He say, but I they do waiting the population wants follow do. This thing don't go. And they see this big picture that somebody try to help himself and try to help his own people. That's all I see. You cannot tell me. You cannot tell me Safi was you don't know won't sabi nothing. You cannot tell me say the promises they have for more population than inside Freetown. Inside Freetown. Now other thing than they. But the advice what we the population have. Your good work is always in your hands. When you work good, good will follow you. But when you work bad, bad always will follow you. But let everybody respect whatever for peace sake, for freedom peace sake. May everybody just respect whatever come through. You know, we'll see the miracle of God. We they propose, God they always they dispose. You go feel say you big past me, tall past me, you fine past me. But God will create us equally. So God judgment, when God judgments come, He will judge the right way. You go feel say they see past God, you value past God, you get power past God. You are forgetting that you was created by Him Himself. So all this back and forth, like when they talk so no more, talk to the APC, to them to allow the people them for me and count them. Some people come, they tell us say they're not for count them. These people, the censor not supposed to write in this place, but because of their power, they bulldoze, they do what they're supposed to do. Some of people I tell you, one my friend I send money in Balu for Lego, collect the money, tell him, boy say they get for Canada, also made them can't count, we make you wait. You see what they don't can't count to, they say the people that they can't hire tomorrow. That money they take 1 week. They not go say, well, where they not can, you see how they go for Lego because we don't wait. I don't tell the beginning. Then go collect at 30 days. They not count them, but they do what they're supposed to do. Like I always say, AAA, let's put everything, our hope and trust in God. God get the answer for everything. That's all I get for today.
Thank you very much, Safi.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yes, Sumau from Minneapolis. 3 minutes,
yes,
sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
When they cry over spilled milk, same like it. This not going for change. So these are like a lesson we don't learn now. People learn where you want to take part in any TUNA development stuff. Let us know can't tell you say hey stuff for do this. Because this sense also them to do so now for letting able allocate resources. If somebody can't tell you say, oh, no go do this, no do this, a result of this. We just cry over spilled milk now. So we just kept a set to poverty not happening right now. So we just take up as a lesson. It's just FIBA no more like SSF. Not to say people are not registered, they're registered and do this for voting and other stuff. But if you don't show up now the polling, you don't just give the other party leg for leg with worker. At the same thing up here, so you see, if you go, you tell the other people and say, hey, don't make them register, you just don't give them justification. Why make numbers then change now? You know, who side then they expect their numbers then for come out? Even if Freetown they that way, we know say the population no equivalent to the numbers they would then give you. But how you going to justify that? People that don't tell people and say let them not go register. So you can't blame the other person where come up with numbers because you know they expect to, you know, numbers that way people are not registered. So we just cry over spilled milk now. We start happy already. So don't just turn the page and people settle down, then go about peaceful what is how then for doing. So now that's my own message tonight.
Thank you very much, Umar.
Thank you, yes.
Yeah. You get for pay. See, I must still call you today.
Oh, sorry. Now this is for Lamaya, so because what I call, now me first call, but you not pick the call. So I go now.
Because of the possibility in the line.
Oh,
yeah, you
okay,
get 3
sorry.
minutes.
Triple A, just like waiting Tony say, I agree with Tony. The APC census so not for development. So not worry about that development. You they go now the slum there. I can see where they do you salon where they call. Who's the development where you say that the slum the one that they high. So even this mayor, I know for say on a free trade and I like the mayor was sincerely speaking me to me not see no development with all this mayor do. Look at Freetown dirty. So for talk say that money. And the last time I really made the talk say that they not even get money. The money that they give already assigned for hospitals and other things. So instead of that politics in the play, inside the international politics too much. Because it's always aggressive. I not see the mayor doing the counting. I not see and they're so love and a Freetown because they ain't get the council and all. And also say go tell in council they make them go motivate the people for let them count there. They say what see they want fly, go shake the stick. If SNTB say they say they want sit there. Una go say count me, no count me. Una don't make it easy for them. And so it's sincere, the 2015 census again is not correct. If I die, na me want to go na me grave. Me na Kabala komo. You self don't go Kabala. You see Kabala empty. Now you know of Falaba so far. If you go Falaba, me brother, you know go compare yourself Falaba and Shirema, where they go make a district headquarters town. You self don't go Kamakwe. Look, go Kamakwe and go make district headquarters town. Small village like Dandy, they cut them from Makeni. You self the work and the up like what's how you sense people there. Now Makeni, Bo and Kenima, that's it. So you don't compare yourself Sefadu and Kabala. You go cut Kabala, you make 2 districts. You go cut Kamakwe, you make you go add 2 districts and 1 provincial headquarters. You know, almost shift on the way at the Skroma and the Kabala just because na APC area. They add 13 chiefdoms. Now I add. So just imagine 13 chiefdoms. They get for pay all them parliament chiefdoms. They and then some get a young government, a young small government where they get all the people they pay. You self don't go there. Yeah, I see you. Also you go back then. There's na Kamal. Also they call it Kamalamba. Also you Kalangba. You can you imagine a district headquarters town down there? Can you imagine? I mean, a chiefdom. That small village, a chiefdom headquarters town, paramount chiefdom. You know, almost chiefdom. Now make today they not for field self. All the paramount chiefdom we and the Scroman court na the north. But what's development we carry? So then all that for political gain, and then the way they talk, they just waste to time. Because even United States of America, yeah, we all know say politics that dirty game. They not care. Look, even if you would already talk about judges, it's the same now. America, the 6 judges are Republican. I make where they go for that abortion bill. It passed. You say you don't need Texas. Texas na red state. Anything where them where Republican they want, now they go. So that's politics. So if you decide, like what Tony say, if you decide they not continue, you go say they not continue, like your own business standing. And make I tell you another thing back when you go say they were in selfish. You know say all them things at the bill where them pull na parliament, nothing where EU recommend during the during where they can do the monitoring up for the previous election. Where campaign they you interest all the meet up our one word. APC, everything that the interest of the people then pull out. When they say 6 months for let people they resign. When they know say they no want competition, they all say no to that. When they talk say make they allow citizens of where you get 2 passports for make it enough for election, then kick that out. When they say 30% for the women there, then kick that out. So a campaign that you see when all the 2 parties there, oh yes, it's compromise fake. Then just make fake. They make like say they agree. Any two benefits APC if now EU talk oh EU said so. The same to SNP people now EU say so. Where come to the EU interest? We are an independent country. We're looking for depend by EU and this and that. So for me, even if I'm as concerned, I don't care. Maybe on that situation that will vex for me. But to me, now they not do nothing. Instead, as also English number the speaker that the Western country can't pay money, they get money this and that. Instead they can't just like how the president said they fly. They get contact from EU from this. You go make delivery team. They pay them so much money. What what's benefits from what this day don't can take? Show me one market where evolve Akasanya don't be. If they not be extend in time, in 4 years, now what you get for sure, anytime you go on TV, it gets book, transform Freeton, dirty, all side nasty. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. Now the last caller for today. We now reach 2 hours per recording. So now I'll go end everything, yeah? You think you do me, you do yourself. That's enough for everybody. The opposition as well as the ruling government right now. You think you do me, you do yourself. Loud you go no more. Go there back tomorrow. Also, Triple go say, Tata.